Welcome! So today we're digging into the cardiovascular system, but maybe not in the way you'd expect. We're all taught that the heart is this incredible pump that just moves blood around our body. But what if that's only chapter 1 of the story? The source material we're diving into suggests the heart's role is so much deeper. So let's start by kind of challenging what we think we know.
And that's really the central question, isn't it? For centuries, this mechanical view has dominated science. The heart is just a really efficient piece of biological machinery. But what if that view is totally incomplete? What if we've been missing its most profound, most important functions all along?
And this is where the material we're looking at today offers this incredible alternative perspective, that the cardiovascular system is actually the embodied pulse of consciousness. Whoa! I mean, that's a total reframing, right? It takes us away from thinking about gears and pipes and moves us towards rhythm, information, and maybe even awareness itself.
This slide really lays out the paradigm shift we're talking about. On one side, you've got the simple physical pump. We get it. But on the other side, this holistic view, the heart as a vibrational transmitter. The implication here is just staggering, that with every single beat, the heart sends out not just blood, but information, energy, and even emotion to every cell in your body. And that's the idea we're going to explore today. Okay, so let's get into the first big piece of this puzzle, looking at the heart's hidden roles that go way beyond just circulation. This is where we start to see it as the true rhythm of life, influencing, well, pretty much everything in the body.
The source material paints this amazing picture of deep interconnectedness. The heart isn't just working in isolation. It's in a constant conversation with every other major system. It's talking to the brain through the vagus nerve, it's telling the endocrine system when to release stress hormones, it's shaping our immune response, it even impacts how we digest our food. It's like the master conductor of the body's entire orchestra.
And this brings us to a really fundamental concept here. When the heart is in a healthy, stable rhythm, a state the experts call coherence, the entire body follows its lead. Just think of coherence as a smooth, steady, almost wave-like pattern in your heart's rhythm. Like a perfectly tuned instrument. When the heart finds that beautiful pattern, every other system in the body starts to harmonize with it.
But of course, that beautiful rhythm can be thrown off. So in this next section, let's meet the main antagonist in our story, the modern stress response.
The thing driving the stress response is your sympathetic nervous system, or SNS. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is as your body's accelerator pedal. It is an absolute lifesaver when you need to jump out of the way of a car. But the problem is, in our modern world, that pedal is often floored by things like emails, deadlines, and just constant notifications. And I think we can all recognize what it feels like when that accelerator is just stuck to the floor, right? Your heart pounds, your blood pressure shoots up, maybe you get cold hands or feet because the blood is being pulled to your core. These aren't just abstract feelings, they are real, measurable physical signs that your system is in a state of overdrive.
I love this metaphor from the source material. It's so insightful. A healthy heart is meant to be flexible, to flow, almost like music. But chronic stress forces it into a state of rigidity. And this isn't just some poetic idea. This rigidity leads to very real problems like vascular tension and, over the long haul, cardiac fatigue. So, if chronic stress is the antagonist, the villain of the story, what's the hero? Well, let's turn to the body's own built-in calming mechanism, the power of vagal tone. So, meet the vagus nerve. If the sympathetic system is the accelerator, the vagus nerve is the brake pedal. It's the superstar of your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and digest mode. Its whole job is to counteract that fight-or-flight response, to slow things down, and to give your body the space it actually needs to heal and repair itself. This comparison really drives home why this is so important. A person with high vagal tone is just physiologically better equipped to handle life. They tend to feel calm and alert, their heart rate adapts easily to different challenges, and they bounce back from stress really quickly. But on the flip side, low vagal tone is linked to that feeling of rigidity, anxiety, trouble regulating emotions, and a higher vulnerability to things like hypertension. The difference is pretty stark.
So really, what this all boils down to is that vagal tone isn't just about feeling relaxed. According to the source, it is the physiological measure of your resilience. It's your body's literal, measurable ability to go through a stressful event and then guide itself back to a state of balance and safety.
Okay, so now this story gets even more personal, because it's not just about traffic jams or work deadlines. Let's peel back to the deeper layer and explore how our very emotions can become physically held in the heart.
Now, this concept from our source material is a massive one. It's arguing that these powerful emotional wounds, things like deep grief, betrayal, or heartbreak, they don't just live in our memories. They can actually become imprinted on our body, creating real physical patterns of tension and disharmony right in our cardiovascular system.
Have you ever wondered what's physically happening when you get triggered? Well, the process is laid out right here. First, a part of your brain called the amygdala senses something in the present that reminds it of an old threat. And boom, instantly your sympathetic system, the accelerator pedal, kicks in. Your heart starts racing, your breath gets shallow, and in that moment, your body isn't just remembering the past. No, it is physically re-experiencing that trauma as if it's happening all over again right now.
Okay, so we've met the antagonist of stress and the hero of vagal tone, and we've explored that deep emotional layer. In our final section, let's bring it all together and look at the path to resolution, restoring rhythmic coherence.
This is such a powerful insight. Healing isn't just about the absence of stress. A heart that's in a state of coherence actively generates positive emotions. The source calls them homeostatic emotions, which is just a fancy way of saying they bring your body back to balance. So when your heart is coherent, it literally creates the physical foundation for feelings like trust, love, and gratitude to just bubble up on their own.
This table from the source material connects all the dots so beautifully. Just look at that top row. Vagal coherence leads directly to feelings of calm and empathy and an energetic state of expansion. Now contrast that with the others. Sympathetic overdrive creates fear and leads to constriction and inflammation, and a state of what's called heart disconnection can result in sadness and a kind of energetic collapse. You can see the relationship between our physical state and our emotional world is direct and incredibly clear.
So in the end, what is healing from this perspective? It's not about fighting your body or trying to force yourself to feel better. It's simply the restoration of your body's natural, intended state. It's all about bringing back that rhythm, reestablishing that coherence, and ultimately rebuilding trust in your body's profound ability to find its way back home.
And that really brings our whole exploration full circle. The journey is about moving from seeing the heart as just a pump to reclaiming it as the true physical and spiritual center of our life.
So, I'll leave you with the same question that the source material poses. After exploring all of this, the stress, the coherence, the emotions held inside, what rhythm is your heart beating to right now? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.